Are you tired of your own negative self-talk? Sometimes we know we're doing it, sometimes we don't, but I can promise you it's a symptom, and the real problem is that you don't think you deserve success. So it's a hidden block, the non-deserving, I'm not worthy, but what shows up is this chronic, constant negative self-talk. Welcome to Success Tapping with Carol. Look, I'm your host, and I'm glad you're here. Please feel free to subscribe, like, and share. So the symptom that shows up and that is very loud is this negative self-talk, nonstop. I'm not good enough. I'll never amount to anything. I won't be able to accomplish that. And it comes in various forms. But what I like to tell my clients and my groups is that if you grow up in France, you're going to speak French. You have to learn this. So you grow up in your household, in your home, and you learn to talk to yourself this way. We don't come out talking to ourselves that way, mean, nasty, critical. That's not what we do. So you have to recognize that you learned it, and that's okay because we can unlearn it. It's also a very bad habit. It becomes something we do over and over again unconsciously. We're not even aware we're doing it. So the belief underneath it is the real hidden block, which is that I don't deserve success, I'm not worth it. And there are many feelings around it, including people feeling awkward when they say positive things about themselves. They feel uncomfortable if they're not using the typical negative self-talk that they're accustomed to day after day. So the first feeling that I want to tap on is just this angst, this upset, this sort of anti-you, this feeling of being mad at yourself all the time and disappointed in yourself. That would be a good feeling to work on. So 0 to 10, say out loud, I'm disappointed in myself. I'm never going to amount to anything. And see how that feels to you. How true does that feel? How upsetting does that feel? I'm disappointed. I'm never going to turn out. I'm never going to do what I want to do. All right, and we'll start tapping. Side of the hand here. Even though I'm always disappointed in myself because I never do enough, I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway. Even though I feel constant pressure to do more and be more, because I'm always disappointed in myself, I accept who I am and how I feel. Eyebrow, I'm always disappointed in myself. I'm mad at myself for coming up short. Under the eye, I'm chronically disappointed in what I produce. Under the nose, I'm always disappointed in myself. Chin point, I never quite get it right and I'm disappointed. Collarbone, I never quite do enough and I feel disappointed. Under the arm, I just don't think I do enough and I'm always disappointed. And on the top of the head, I feel always disappointed in myself. Good, take a breath. So if you were taught that you don't do enough, you haven't amounted to enough, you don't do it right, they will be disappointed in you and you will adopt that and take that on, and that becomes your negative self-talk. So let's do one more on that feeling of disappointment. Measure it again after that first round, that chronic feeling of I'm not good enough, I'm disappointed. See if you can get a number on that if you'd like to, and we'll do one more tapping on that side of the hand. Even though I always feel disappointed in myself, I deeply and completely accept who I am anyway. Even though I'm usually disappointed in whatever I do, I accept who I am and how I feel. Eyebrow, I'm always disappointed in myself. Side of the eye, and the feeling causes a lot of stress and tension. I always feel disappointed in myself. And I feel a lot of anxiety about whatever I do. Chin point. I feel a lot of anticipatory anxiety about whatever I need to do. Collarbone. I'm always disappointed in myself. Under the arm. I usually feel disappointed in whatever I do. Top of the head. And I can't stop the negative self-talk. Good. Take another breath. 0 to 10, see if you can get a number on that. You may certainly go back and keep tapping on that feeling, the disappointment, and the chronic anxiety, worried about what you're going to do because you assume it won't turn out well, which again is something you learned. You had to learn that. Now, let's move to a belief. The belief that I don't deserve success. It may sound a little distant for you, but say it out loud. Try to get into that feeling and that belief. I don't deserve success, and see how true that feels to you on the 0 to 10 point scale. Does that feel true to you? Don't intellectualize it. See if you can stay in your body, because that is the hidden block. That's what's going on that then produces the negative self-talk. So here we go, side of the hand. Even though I'm convinced that I don't deserve success, I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway. Even though I'm convinced that I don't deserve success, I accept who I am and how I feel about it. Eyebrow point. They taught me that I don't deserve success. Side of the eye. And I'm convinced that I don't deserve success. Under the eye. No wonder I always talk to myself this way. Under the nose. Because I'm convinced. Chin point. I'm convinced that I don't deserve to get what I want. Collarbone. And I'm convinced that I don't deserve success. Under the arm. No wonder I talk to myself this way. Top of the head. It's in alignment with my belief that I don't deserve success. Good. Take a breath. See if you can get a measurement on that. How true does it feel? I'm convinced I don't deserve success. Sometimes beliefs can be harder to measure on the scale, and that's okay. We'll do one more tapping on that, but that is the crux of the matter. That's what's going on. You were taught you didn't deserve it. You talk that way. You treat yourself that way, and it becomes a self-fulfilling loop. Okay, so here we go again. Side of the hand. Even though I'm still convinced that I don't deserve success, I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway. Even though I still feel convinced that I don't deserve success, I accept who I am and how I feel. Eyebrow point. Still convinced I don't deserve it. Side of the eye. No wonder I talk to myself this way. Under the eye. I'm so used to talking to myself this way. Under the nose. I'm convinced that I don't deserve success. Chin point. I'm convinced that I'll never amount to anything. Collarbone. I'm convinced I don't have what it takes. Under the arm. Because that's what they taught me. Top of the head. They taught me that I don't deserve success. Good. Take another breath. If you're able to measure the belief, I'm convinced that I don't deserve success, go ahead and try that again. You may have heard inside your head or felt something different, a slightly different angle. Go ahead and tap on that. What I'd like to do now is some affirmations, some gratitude tapping that help you just understand how far you've come, how much you have to offer, and understand that you learned this. It's not a fact. And I know that's hard to wrestle with, but it's not a fact that you don't deserve success. It's a belief. And our limiting beliefs are just that, limiting. So go right to the eyebrow. I'm grateful that I have success in my life anyway. Side of the eye. Thank you, universe, for bringing me success anyway. Under the eye. I'm grateful that I'm going to drop some of this negative self-talk. Under the nose. I appreciate that I'm aware of it and I'm going to drop it. Chin point. Thank you, universe, for teaching me that I don't need to talk to myself this way. Collarbone. I understand the link between my negative self-talk and my belief. Under the arm. What if I do deserve success? Top of the head. Thank you, universe, for showing me that I do deserve success. Good. Take a breath. Remember, our beliefs are compulsive. Whatever we believe, we have to play them out. So do that gratitude tapping if that helps you. Now for your next yes. I think the most important step for this particular hidden block is that your next yes step is to identify, notice, be aware when you're doing that negative self-talk. I'll never amount to anything. I'll never get there anyway. Why bother? I don't deserve it. Whenever you hear that, you need to nail it down and say, I'm doing it. I'm doing that thing again. I'm doing the symptom. I'm using the symptom that is hiding the block, which is a conviction, a belief that I don't deserve success. So if you can identify that, write it down, tap on it right away, you'll start to see it moving away from your life. It is chronic. I understand that. It's going on all the time. But if you can get from doing it all the time to doing it 3/4 of the time, you've really come a long way. So see if that could be your next step, noticing when you do it, what you say, where it comes from. Is it really true? All of that would be very useful and helpful, and go ahead and tap on it. So thanks for watching. And again, please go to carollook.com/success if you'd like to find out more about my books and this channel. And please feel free to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you.